Aditya, stay with us. In fact, we're getting more news coming in. Russia has launched a massive drone attack, reportedly using 147 drones in a barrage that has left at least 7 dead in Ukraine. The attacks hit several regions, including the capital city of Kyiv, ahead of ceasefire talks set to be held in Saudi Arabia. The Ukrainian Air Force stated that of the 147 drones launched, 97 were shot down in the attack that left 7, including a 5-year-old child, dead, leading to skepticisms over the upcoming ceasefire discussion. Aditya Vadavan is joining us for more on this story. Aditya, are these latest attacks a setback to peace and mediation efforts?
Well, absolutely, Uday. I mean, there have been talks going on between United States of America and Ukraine, as well as talks are simultaneously, on the other hand, going on between the United States of America and Russia. Vladimir, there have been quite conversations with U.S. President Donald Trump as well as Russian President Vladimir Putin. That they will hold attack. They will now hold attacks, and they will work to move towards a ceasefire situation. But as soon as these conversations take place, on the other hand, we are seeing that when at time when Russia is attacking Ukraine, then Ukraine is retaliating with similar rebuttal. So things at this moment are looks very perplexed and very complex in us. So how the situation is, entire scenario is going at the moment, because during the phone call between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin, it was discussed that Russia will cease attacks on the energy infrastructure of Ukraine, but it is it seems that the talks are very limited, and it is favoring when it is favoring one another, then only these talks are taking place. Otherwise, the attacks are continuing so far. And on the other hand, US has already finalized the minerals deals with Ukraine. So the entire situation, on one hand, the peace talks are being brokered between the concerned parties in this regard. But the attacks are continuing. The attacks are not stopping. This is a complex thing. This is a very weird thing that is happening in this entire scenario, and it needs to be seen whether there is a foolproof solution to this conflict or not. It needs to be seen there.
All right. In fact, stay with us. Colonel J.S. Sodhi, defense expert, is also joining us now on the broadcast. Colonel Sodhi, we are learning that in this latest, of course, incident, many more attacks have taken place. In fact, a drone strike actually by the Russians. What do you make of this latest offensive in the conflict, and what this tells us about the direction the conflict is taking now?
Jai Hind, Uday. It's my honor to be on an esteemed channel. Well, the Russian President Putin clearly knows that he has the total balance of power in his favor, with Russia already occupying 18.2% of the Ukrainian territory as on date, and America not siding with Ukraine anymore. President Putin knows that he can prolong the war a bit more and capture more territory, have more tactical and strategic gains. And that is the reason that he is continuing relentlessly with his offensive, despite having had a phone call with President Donald Trump and agreeing to a 30-day partial ceasefire. Well, the fact remains that till America and NATO do not give it in writing that they will not allow Ukraine to join NATO, till the time President Zelensky doesn't make 2 or 3 of these sticking points clear, President Putin is in no mood to let go of the offensive, because, like I said, the balance of power is totally in Russia's favor. And now, as in the next few days, definitely, Russia will step up more offensive, because Russia knows that the more it, strikes Ukraine harder, the easier Ukraine will crumble, the easier NATO and America will have to give in. Hence, President Putin, being a master strategist, is clearly on the offensive now.
All right. Meanwhile, Ukrainian and US officials have